Mr. Nick Boles.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to address this House for the first time. I would like to start by congratulating those honourable members who have just concluded their maiden speeches. I must say, I hope after 6 hours here that they enjoyed the experience, and I hope the House will forgive me if the microphones pick up the mild rumbling of my stomach at this late hour in the evening. I would like to thank my predecessor, Quentin Davis, for his long record of service. He worked hard for the people of South West Lincolnshire and played a crucial role in securing the future of Grantham Hospital when it was under threat. It is therefore with heavy heart that I report to the House the shocking truth about Mr. Davis's recent ordeal. 3 years ago, he was kidnapped by a brutal and unscrupulous gang. As a political prisoner, he has been spared no indignity. He was even forced to sign a statement hailing the Right Honourable Member for Kirkcuddy as, and I quote, a leader who is entirely straightforward, who has a towering record and a clear vision for the future of our country. Then, last week, Mr. Davis suffered the final humiliation, exile to the House of Lords. We can only imagine his anguish as he protested his belief in a fully elected second chamber and his scorn for titles and other baubles. I hope that the House will join with me in sending our condolences to the newly noble Lord as he starts his life sentence on those red leather benches. I feel immensely lucky to be representing South West Lincolnshire in Parliament. Nowhere in the country is there a town more lovely than Stamford. But living in a place of ancient beauty creates its own challenges. Stamford's residents have to work out how to preserve their town for future generations while finding a way to live and work and have fun in the 21st century. I would not presume to tell them how to strike this balance, but I can think of no place better equipped to run its own affairs without interference from regional commissars in Nottingham or planning gauleiters in Bristol. Northeast of Stamford is Bourne, a small town which boasts two great secondary schools, Robert Manning Technology College and Bourne Grammar. Together they demonstrate that selective education, where it is well established and accepted by parents, can provide superb teaching to children of all abilities. So I'm delighted that my right honourable friend, the Secretary of State for Education, has also invited outstanding selective schools to become academies. At the northern tip of the constituency is Grantham. The first thing you see on approaching the town is the magnificent spire of St Wolfram's. But it isn't church architecture that has made Grantham world famous. It isn't even Sir Isaac Newton, who grew up nearby in Woolsthorpe Manor and discovered gravity while snoozing in its orchard. Grantham achieved global celebrity because of Margaret Thatcher. 30 years ago, she smashed through the glass ceiling in this house and gave us all a masterclass in true grit. I pay tribute to her today. Traditionally, Grantham was an engineering town. I believe it can be so again if we learn from the mistakes of the past. In 1905, Richard Hornsby and Sons of Grantham invented the revolutionary Caterpillar track. By 1914, Hornsby's had only sold one Caterpillar vehicle, so they transferred the patent to the Holt Manufacturing Company of California for $8,000. Thanks in part to this patent, Holt became Caterpillar Inc. and went on to dominate the global market in construction and mining equipment. What haunts me about this story is that none of us are surprised by it. Groundbreaking research, brilliant design, even watertight patents, yet the conversion of this technological potential into orders and jobs often passes us by. If we are to restore our economic fortunes, this is something we must change. I spent the best part of 10 years running a small business, making paintbrushes and rollers. I won't pretend that I made a huge success of it, but it did help me understand the challenges facing modern manufacturing, and I am determined to help others who make a living by making things. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, for your patience. I would like to conclude with a few words to the honourable members sitting on the Labour benches. We disagree about much and will have fierce battles in the years to come. But I will never forget what they and their recently departed colleagues did for gay women and gay men like me. I would not be standing here today if they had not passed legislation to extend full equality and respect to everyone in Britain, and thereby entrenched a change in culture and attitudes that my own party has now embraced. This was the Labour Party at its best: brave, principled, humane. I thank them and salute them and hope that someday in this place I will have the chance to do something as good.